What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, we have to talk about the kind of consolidation we're starting to see. Again, I know things are getting boring here within most of the cryptocurrencies, and honestly, the only thing that's slightly interesting, at least to me, is the S&P 500 and the weird things that are going on right now within it. Because for the most part, Bitcoin and Ethereum and even XRP have pretty much just been trading sideways for quite some time now. You can see we've pretty much been at 40 cents since I'd say January 21st, and it's currently February 4th or February 4th, and we're still floating sideways, which is extremely boring if you ask me. Now you can even see here Ethereum is pretty much consolidating. We did kind of break outside of the ascending fractal that we have here, which is interesting. Maybe it will start to lift up. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to go in depth about this later on in today's video. Bitcoin is kind of doing the same thing, trending sideways here, filling out the gap, but we're really not seeing any sort of volume injection or big movement within the markets here. And that, to me, is pretty boring, and it's probably pretty boring to you. I know we've been growing impatient. I read all your guys' comments. I reply to some of them. I like all of them. But I do understand that it is extremely boring here, but we have to wait it out. I guess my biggest focus right now is the S&P, which is, moving in ways that we haven't seen in a very long time. The last time I saw prices at 41.81 was all the way back in August. So we had September, October, November, December, January, February. It was 6 months ago. So I was shocked when I saw my portfolio at the height that it currently was. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen this in a very long time. But what's interesting is when you jump to the weekly charts, not the monthly, my apologies. When you jump to the weekly charts, this did exactly what I expected it to do, which was reverse all the way back down and close right here. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen here, and funny enough, that is exactly what did actually was the outcome here. So I do want to talk a little bit more about that with you. With that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, before I dive into the technical analysis here, I just wanted to let you guys know I did drop a new video on my second channel yesterday, how Matt Armstrong averages 1.3 million views per video rebuilding supercars. Now, I know to some of you, or most of you, probably almost all of you, that this is boring and you have no intention of watching it here, but hear me out. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, well, how do you crack the YouTube algorithm? How do you figure out how to post videos? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I only have 2,000 subscribers, and honestly, I just gained those recently, but you can see my previous videos that I've posted here on this channel have 151,000 views, 13,000 views, and I just posted this yesterday, and it's doing quite well. So if you were curious about how the YouTube algorithm works and how, Matt Armstrong was able to figure that out, specifically, I'm just using him as an example, make sure to watch this video because I spent over a week figuring out how to perfectly show you how the algorithm works, and this video does it. So I've been applying all of what I just told you, 7 months of research and work I put into this video here, and that's what I've been applying to my channel, and as you guys can see, it's working. So make sure to check this video out if you haven't, or if you're curious on how the algorithm works for your own channel. It's quite important, and just leave a comment so I know that you guys watched it. Now, moving forward, diving into the technical analysis here, you can see we're pretty much consolidating yesterday. I talked about we are getting squeezed, massive bull trap right here, filling in the gap, and we immediately shot up and reversed all the way back down below it here, which is kind of unfortunate and kind of annoying here. But for the most part, we are still consolidating. There's really been very little movement here. Yeah, we saw a little bit of sideways movement. We saw little swings to the upside, but none of this is really anything to be like, oh my God, we're breaking out, because we're all inside the same channel here. Everything, the highs we've seen before, the lows we've seen before, we've pretty much just been consolidating. We're only up 1.56, and you can see over the past week, nothing has really moved all that much for us to be like, ooh, yay, this is what we want. Now, obviously, XRP, we've been fairly bullish on, and I am still currently bullish on XRP ever since we've confirmed breaking outside the major downtrend here. You can see I've drawn the major descending fractal here. We've pretty much been creating lower highs and lower highs and lower highs and lower highs, filling in this gap completely. And then we just confirmed over the past couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, we confirmed closing above for the first time ever in over a year. And this was huge. And that's when we bought in at 38 cents. No leverage, just buying in because I was figuring this would be the low. And then I do strongly believe in the next coming months, we should be able to move up like this into a target between 53 cents and maybe even as high as maybe 95 cents, but at most 73, somewhere in this zone here is where I expect to see movement. So we could see something like that. And the best way I can really elaborate and show you the highs and the lows here is by taking the previous kind of a bars pattern that we had from breakout. You can see this is where the breakout was. And we take this to the point right before we had the bull run here. And I move this and I drag it over to what exactly is happening now. You can see it perfectly shows you the price level that I kind of expect. Not only is it where our target is, but pretty much where the price is that I expect to move to. At most like 91, 95 cents, but right in between my target of 53 and maybe 77 cents here. Right in slap dab in the middle. So exactly what I was expecting. It's exciting, but this is why we're holding it long term, not actually leverage trading this at all, for at least for the time being here, because we've just been patiently waiting. It's also forming some sort of uptrend here, which you can see even clearer if I jump to the 4 hour. You can clearly see the higher lows that are forming, bouncing off this 4 hour uptrend here. But for the most part, we're just kind of hanging in there, waiting to see what exactly happens for the next couple of days. Moving forward, Ethereum here is doing kind of a similar thing. This had a pennant flag that we surprisingly broke out of, starting to skew upwards here, but things are a little bit peculiar. This is definitely a good sign. My main focus is on the daily here, and this is enough reason for me to say, okay, maybe it's time to actually buy in with a long. I understand we're nearing overbought here, but the fact is we confirmed closing yesterday above here. If you want to play it conservative, you didn't do anything yesterday. Honestly, I might wait to see how today closes. Today can close us above this major resistance here. There's a chance I would take, the risk to buy in, obviously putting a stop loss right at the bottom here, just in case. But you can clearly see that this is a symmetrical triangle off the pennant flag. Here's the pole, the flag, and then we confirmed closing above here just yesterday, which is quite exciting. And now we could probably head to the upside here, because this is the first time we're actually starting to lead above here. So let it play out, and then we'll decide, maybe today more so. Obviously, we do all these trades on BidFi, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. Buy long, sell short, leverage trades, stop losses, take profits. Everything you could possibly think of is offered on BidFi. They even have XRP, which not many exchanges offer, honestly. So you can leverage trade XRP, which I know a lot of you guys like. The best part is they offer a demo account, which gives you 100K in Monopoly money to test your skills. Obviously, zero risk when you use a demo account here. And if you get good at it, you can obviously switch to using real cryptocurrency if that's what you choose. But the link is in the description. It does help support the channel. Make sure to check it out. Completely free to sign up. With that being said, Bitcoin is also consolidating. Really kind of just boring here. We're kind of teeter-tottering on the resistance, the overbought line here. But we have to just let this play out and kind of figure out what exactly is going on. And then the S&P is continuing to consolidate. I said yesterday, the biggest thing would be to see how we closed a weekly here, even though we were trending above it, which I was mind blown, shocked, unexpected. I mean, it was one thing. I was shocked when we broke through this major purple downtrend here. The fact we closed a weekly above here was blew my mind that we closed above here. But you could see we're kind of reversing. We didn't actually have a bearish cross on the weekly moving averages here. But the fact that we were starting to trend above here, had we have closed the weekly above the resistance, the white band here, I would have been like, holy cow, we're shooting up to levels we should not be in. And I also don't believe that we have the capabilities of doing that. It's a resistance. I don't expect us to continue to trade up to here, especially with all the negative market sentiment that we have. So truthfully, I think we should be hitting this, rejecting off of it and falling lower. Here's bottom support. So higher low, and I think we should fall back down, create a new higher low, and then continue the pattern. I don't think it would be in our best interest to start trending above this resistance, but we'll see pretty much what happens and where it goes moving forward after today, into Monday. But with that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, check out my second channel, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.